significant ban. Is there anything that's sort of, any hints that is given off by that sort of ban? Is there any sort of clues as to what the teams would sort of play around that, if you know what I mean?
I think it maybe denies the sim pick, which obviously Team KRUZZZY haven't gone for, because they do. I heard them talking about potentially playing sim, I believe. So removing Ram, Ram's kind of a popular pairing with Symmetra. Azo gonna be on the Winston though, and they're gonna be playing Josh John Crumbler. John Crumbler signature hero is Junkrat, so he is on his signature hero. I doubt UNESCO will stay on this Juno, probably just to speed bringing out a spawn. Team Jjobeyy, yep, Jjobeyy on Zarya. Elliot on the sim, Fly High on the Soldier. I think Fly High is going to be one of the keys for Team Jjobeyy, alongside the very strong backline of Torrent Boss and Geode. But we get started here on Oasis. Azo taking some early pressure on the high ground.
And they're going to start off just in this top room in a minute, just kind of try and hold them out. Elliot onto that Kiriko in the backline, but they're going to run away, make sure they're a little bit safe. But meanwhile, in the meantime, John Crumbler manages to find Fly High. A DPS down here. Team Jjobeyy. But look at this excellent play from Elliot in the backline. Just manages to get a flank up. John Crumbler manages to find another one. Make it two. Both melee kills. You love to see it. Elliot manages to find the kill onto Yunsu, but it's not going to be enough. And it's going to be Team KRUZZZY taking claim on this point first time round on Oasis. 10%. And we're going to see John Crumbler in all caps in the chat. The D.Va coming out to sort of respond to this very aggressive Junkrat play. Hopefully being able to eat some of the mines. They launch out. The D.Va going in. Very, very deep here. Jjobeyy, a little bit low. Does have the cleanse onto to keep them up. It's a nice boot though. But they're not going to manage to find anyone off it. Elliot does manage to find the kill onto Josh. Team Jjobeyy taking some casualties early on. Can they manage to find a trade to keep them in this? But Team KRUZZZY staying full HP, but John Crumbler is there. And falls off the map. My word. The Primal Rage up for Azo, and what are they going to try and look to do with it? Going to try and get the juggle in. They've got them in the room, but the beat's going to come out. And it's going to be Team Jjobeyy using that beat. Geode trying to keep some of the players alive, trying to turn this fight around. They do have possession of the point. The Baby D.Va nearly getting a kill onto Azo, but Azo managing to get the kill onto that Baby D.Va instead. They're going to have to back away here, Azo, to stay alive, but they still have possession here, Team Jjobeyy. Very, very well coordinated, that fight. Good ult usage there, Sky.
That was like one huge fight. Like, it was insane, but John Crumbler going for the Riptire from deep over the walls. Oh my god, this is what you expect from a Junkrat player. Surely this will find someone.
Beauty.
Nice
to find anyone. Good play to get it over the wall, but not going to be able to find anyone. Azo falling really, really low, and Tartan manages to find two. Gets the kill onto John Crumbler as well. Elliot's going to help clean up, and Team KRUZZZY are going to go down. It's going to be Team Jjobeyy taking claim onto this point. 65% and counting.
That's not what you want to see.
Not ideal there for Team KRUZZZY. It's going to be a nice, cheeky little boop. Got to get the environmental kills in.
Team Jjobeyy have the overclock as well. Fly High is the overclock ready to go. Josh coming up on it, 15% away. But Team KRUZZZY don't have too much in their locker. If Team Jjobeyy just play a little bit quickly here before Josh gets the overclock online, I think they can maybe kind of clear Team KRUZZZY before they even get started.
Indeed, it's looking like overclock for overclock. We're going to see which one has the better. Elliot is going to find Vulture in the meantime, though. But we're going to see Jjobeyy getting the kill onto Azo. Can they manage to clean up? Yes, they can. They're going to secure this, Team Jjobeyy. And it's going to be a first map round win. So a very, very comfortable performance there by Team Jjobeyy. Obviously, a little bit of a slow to start, but they really grew into the game there, Sky.
An unexpected start as well. Elliot 9-2, playing very, very well. And Geode and Torrent Boss both have not died yet. 9-0, 4-0 for the Team Jjobeyy supports. And I think it's a bit of a slow start for Team KRUZZZY, but it's a warm-up map. It's the first map. I can see them coming back. John Crumbler, fun fact, he was actually a substitute pickup because there was accidentally a rule break by the captain, KRUZZZY. And he had 2 Southampton players. So John Crumbler's actually a substitute, and he's probably been the best performer on the team so far. So
Absolutely.
he's going crazy. Yeah, Elliot onto the Reaper now, no. Off the bencher, I don't hate that. Bencher is quite difficult to play on the specific point. As Azo makes a swap over to the D.Va, I was waiting to see that. I think he was struggling a little bit on the Winston to do find too much value getting marked out by Jjobeyy on the D.Va.
I think the mirror matchup was definitely a little bit better, I think. I think both teams into each other than the Winston. But we are going to see them take a bit of early fighting on this pillar in the center of the map. Jjobeyy looking to put a little bit of pressure on UNSO, and it's going to be pretty slow at the start. Both teams just trying to poke each other out. Obviously, the advantage being the Sojourn. There we are. We're going to see it. A nice kill from Flyhigh. But in the meantime, John Crumbler manages to find one. Very, very low here, Flyhigh. But they do trade back 2 for 2. Josh needs to try and stay alive. But it's going to be Azo that's demech. And they are going to go down as well. Geo going to get another kill. Booping Josh into the cars. And Elliot, immediate swap onto the Echo. What does that say, Sky?
Honestly, it's kind of hard to say because he didn't really do too much because Flyhigh just solo killed both supports. I'm not gonna lie. I said he's the one to watch on Team Jjobeyy, and he's kind of proven it right now. 80% to the overclock already. Probably gonna have it coming up in this fight. Elliot onto the Echo, it is pretty good. Josh on the casting though might be able to mark him out just a little bit, and it is good into the Junkrat. Maybe can avoid some of the spam because Reaper is quite predictable. A lot of his movement is quite telegraphed, which plays into a Junkrat's strength where you can just easily predict what's going to happen. Torrent Boss is also coming up on this Kitsune Rush as well, so I think Team Jjobeyy will look to farm that up, but Flyhigh gets us started with the overclock.
Absolutely, and we are just going to see, trying to take out, get an angle, there we are, beautiful shot onto John Crumbler. Excellent little flank they have here. This isn't the fight that they want to, they want to sort of take, especially around these cards. It's just, the off angles are so good. And when you've got a DPS like Flyhigh, all they're going to do is just take off the sort of superior off angles. Now, Team KRUZZZY need to get a bit of percentage on the board if they want to have a chance at taking this to a round 3.
Ults are kind of mirrored right now.
Indeed, this sort of... They definitely have the sort of ults in both teams in the bank. And the Kitsune Rush, both of them being used, both sort of beats coming out as well. Idune's being used. A lot of ults. Not a lot of kills, though, in the meantime. D.Va Bomb online for both D.Vas. Elliot's going to swap, clone onto that D.Va. And John Crumbler is just going to keep finding kills. Manages to find one with the Riptide onto Geo and one with the Mine on to Flyhigh. But meanwhile, UNSO's going to find 2. Nice, good kills onto Tartan and Elliot as well. Azo managing to get the kill onto Jjobeyy, and they're going to flip this round deep into overtime, and it's going to be they're getting a first bit of percentage on the board here for Team KRUZZZY, but they did use everything.
Yeah, it took everything in the bank, but they eventually got there, Team KRUZZZY, and now they're kind of even with Team Jjobeyy on ults as well. Flyhigh is winning a little bit in the ult building, and we've seen what Flyhigh has been able to do without the rail, let alone with the overclock vaults. So needs to be careful not to get caught out here. Indeed,
falling a little bit low, does manage to just escape away. Jjobeyy also a little bit low as well. He's trying to heal back up. They can't beat the mech, especially when, you know, it's sort of that really touchy-feely sort of part of the game where it's 99% on the board for the opposition team. You've got to hold out. You've got to make sure that you're sort of still in the fight. Falling very low. Good defense matrix play there.
Suzu forced though, by UNESCO.
Forced indeed, and it's going to be really low there. Jjobeyy just putting so much pressure. They're just going to keep taking the flank, but Flyhigh manages to find John Crumbler. The super sub is down, but they are going to beat here. Try and catch one of the members of Team Jjobeyy out, but Voltsa does manage to find Geode. Tartan Boss does manage to find UNSO in the meantime, though. John Crumbler should be back anytime soon for Team KRUZZZY. But it's not looking good. They have ults online here, Team Jjobeyy. But a nice kill from Josh, but they're just going to press ults. Azo's close to the bomb, but is it going to be enough? They've used a Kitsune Rush for Team Jjobeyy. Someone caught in the trap. Trying to stay alive here. John Crumbler under a lot of pressure. Will go down. Tartan Boss just able to find the kill onto them. And Jjobeyy going to clean house. And it's going to be Team Jjobeyy that comes out on top, and it's going to be a very comfortable, very dominant first map win for Team Jjobeyy. John Crumbler getting his mentions and honors, though. Excellent play of the game by him.
Yeah, John Crumbler was like a real, I don't want to say surprising standout because that sounds a little bit disrespectful, but it's weird to see a Junkrat be quite a prominent performer in a game, realistically, particularly in an organized environment. Granted, this is a little bit less organized because it is just a draft tournament, but played very, very well on that map. Just unfortunate for Team KRUZZZY there, I think. They just couldn't really get going, I feel, particularly on City Center. It felt like Team Jjobeyy, when they had the point, they were just forcing Team KRUZZZY into the car side. And then, like you said, they're just able to take so many angles, which they can afford to do. They're on Diva, Echo, Soj, Lucio Kiri, right? They can do so much on that comp. Each person in that team is so self-reliant in a way, except maybe Sojourn. But Fly High, I mean, he didn't really need too much help. He was just building his rail off of Azo, changing target to, Unisco or Josh, and then just landing the rail very, very easily, very, very quickly, very, very straightforward for him. And not much you can really do about that if you're Team KRUZZZY except shut them down earlier. But I'm gonna hold any concerns I have about Team KRUZZZY until we get to see them on a proper rush comp. Until we see them run. I am surprised they put John Crumble in. I expected Mango to play because, you could just play the Queen, Sojourn, Genji, Lucio Kiri. But once we see that comp, I think that is what will make Team KRUZZZY look like the team we're expecting them to be. But well done by Team Jjobeyy getting a very strong first map. Strong performance there by them.
Now, Team KRUZZZY, obviously they have next map pick. What map do you think they're sort of, the rush comp, like you said, do you go on a map where the rush is really, really favored? And if so, what sort of map would that be? Especially in the map pool. I think it's, obviously King's Row always leans out to me, but that's just because I'm a Reddit Rhine player, and obviously I just force rush on the map all the time. But we do have some other maps in the pool. Obviously we have Lijiang, I guess in Control Center you can sort of play that sort of composition, and we do have Colosseo as well, maybe, and a bit of NQS as well. But I've just been informed that we do have King's Row coming in. Sky, I think, definitely sort of expecting that, especially for the rush composition. But I think we're getting a little bit of confirmation on the next sort of hero bands, and I'm sort of intrigued initially what you sort of think they might sort of come out with, and then we sort of compare to what they sort of do come out with. What are you sort of expecting for the sort of hero bands for the next sort of map?
Well, Team KRUZZY, I hope they ban something a little bit more important than the Vendetta now that they played against their team. Maybe they look to ban seriously, and they banned the Lucio out from Geo. That's a big ban. But Team Jjobeyy respond with the ban onto the Ashe. Ashe is very strong on King's Row, and Josh, his signature hero is Ashe. So you're banning the hit scan out of Team KRUZZY just a little bit there. Good bans from both teams there. I think maybe Team KRUZZY got slightly the better ban. I think Josh can maybe just flex to another DPS, just go on Soj. Meanwhile, Lucio, there's not really a replacement for him. Although that being said, Junker Queen does like playing with the Lucio, so maybe I don't think they banned themselves out. I think they would consider that, but I think it's something to be cautious of if you're wanting to run that rush comp.
Now, obviously, this is a best of 5 match, so coming into this, the pressure starts to mount if you do sort of go 2-0 down, and so it's really crunch time for Team KRUZZZY to sort of get a foot in this series. And do you think they're going to do it on King's Row? It's their map pick. They've got a really, really good Lucio band starting off with, and do you think maybe they're just a little bit warming up, let's just say, in the first map? Because obviously I think we both sort of said that Team KRUZZZY were definitely the sort of higher seed coming into this. They were sort of our favoured picks in this Group B. Is it a little bit of an upset happening right now, Sky?
I mean, I think it completely is, yeah, because it's not just us. I mean, everyone's kind of thought that Team KRUZZZY is very, very strong. Whenever I've shown anyone the teams from the draft, they're like, "Wow, Team KRUZZZY is very, very good." So I think this is a little bit of an upset
Yeah.
right now, but I mean, I'm happy to see it. To be honest, like
Yes.
everyone loves an upset. Everyone loves a bit of an underdog win, and Team Jjobeyy getting the win over Team KRUZZZY round one would kind of set the precedent of what this tournament will probably be, where it probably will be a lot of upsets. Teams that looks statistically strong maybe aren't that strong in practice, but Team KRUZZZY, they're going to be going with a Rush.com, going for the Brig Juno comp, and they are going to be putting Unisco on the sim. I said in map 1 they do have the sim in their locker. Josh is still going to be on the Sojourn. Ram, Brig Juno, quite expected. Unisco, yeah. Unisco DPS is interesting, but I have already has a sim in his locker. Elliot looking for an early pick. Jjobeyy still on this on this Zarya, unsurprising. Fly high on the Sojourn, unsurprising. Tartan Boss moving over to the BAP though, has a pretty good BAP on him. Seen it in 2 finals, looked pretty good. Will it look good here?
Maybe now. We already see that Vendetta just immediately going straight on that high ground, but it's going to be an early kill for them. KRUZZZY a little bit isolated as Elliot manages to find 2. That champ is just so good at closing down space, dealing such high proportion damage in a blink of an eye. Azo manages to find that Ruyang, but unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. It was just very comfortable. The space was given to that Vendetta. Elliot, a very, very good play. Manages to find 3 in that fight. That's what that champ can do.
I mean, Jjobeyy said it in the interview I believe we did with him on the draft show. He said, "I don't play tight, but I'm just gonna bubble Elliot and he'll kill 7 a fight." That's what he said, word for word, pretty much. And that's what just happened. Elliot just got 3 kills that fight. Jjobeyy got a little bit of charge off and managed to run out the kill onto Voltsa. But that's how strong Vendetta can be, and that's maybe a weakness of this Juno Brig comp. You need to play together, and they weren't. KRUZZZY was sitting with Josh on the high ground, and that's fine, but you need to be paying attention to your Juno, and the Juno needs to be paying attention to the Brig as well. But now Tartan Boss is coming up on the window, and Team Jjobeyy can kind of bring some momentum here.
Just look at the pressure that Vendetta is mounting. Everyone is just so low all the time. Close to ultimate as well. Look at the damage output there with the bubble going in. Not going to find anyone.
There we go. There's the Hinder.
There. Very, very good play. Josh managing to find the dink.
Where's that window?
Elliot. But I'm not sure where the window is, but
Aza
is just going to walk forward and kill 2 with the Ramatra ultimate. But it's going to be a comfortable fight there by Team KRUZZZY on the defense. Need to burn away this 4-minute timer. But they do have a lot still in the bank, so they will be able to sort of hold out here, but so do Team Jjobeyy. Graviton Surge coming up. How are they going to use it?
You just gotta look for it onto the backline, I think. The backline's very good. And the backline's dropping low. Under a lot of pressure right now. Voltsa has built the orbital ray though. Team KRUZZZY, I think, maybe need to look for the advantage here, and they do as they use the orbital ray. Jjobeyy could respond with the grab though.
They could indeed, and we're gonna see it. It's a very, very big one. The Juno Ray.
Oh, with the combo!
Oh my goodness! Elliot rains from above, gets the swipe, finds 4. Oh my goodness! Out of nowhere, what a combination that was! This champ is disgusting. I'm sorry. At Blizzard, please look at this champ. Just 1 swipe, 3 just go down. I mean, what a grab it was. Just managed to get 4 in that grab, a huge grab. And then just a swipe from Elliot, it's just, it's magnificent. Excellent bubble in the meantime, though.
Huddle Blast as well. The Noon, the TP Noon! Gets the kill on Neon White!
Excellent play. The barrier coming out as well. They are just going to look to try and secure this fight, Team KRUZZZY, but they're falling really, really low. Jjobeyy's high energy and manages to find a kill onto Yunsu. But can they sort of keep fighting this? I believe they can. They may have the range, but Team Jjobeyy certainly have the damage.
There's the window from Tartan Boss.
It's a nice window. It's a very, very good play. They have to sort of back right the way out, but Azo managed to find the kill onto Fly Eye, but Voltsa has just been exposed. Josh gonna find a kill onto Elliot in the meantime, though. The Nemesis form popped for Azo, but will it be enough? Tartan Boss, very good play on his Baptiste, just playing so safe, just managing to get the damage off, and Team Jjobeyy are going to keep on pushing. Very comfortable so far in this attack, Team Jjobeyy. This was a really good play.
I mean, yeah, everyone on Team Jjobeyy is really pulling their weight right now. Fly High with a bit of an ambitious overclock, went on the flank. I think there might have been a miscommunication there. But, I mean, it worked out fine. He distracted the team. It was a zoning overclock, that's what it was. It allowed Tartan Boss to get a lot of value. Josh managed to get the response kill onto Elliot, but it's too little too late, really. Elliot's already went in and killed your Juno. If you're running Brig Cash, you need to be shutting down this Vendetta before she can do anything. And look, Unisko's tried to match it, but when you're playing as Elliot on the Vendetta, who's almost got another Retribution Blade, as Jjobeyy goes for the grab, finds 3!
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. A grab from the heavens, managing to get free in.
Then the bubble, oh my god.
Oh, it's just... I love this composition though. It's so aggressive. They've got the Baptiste just to be able to sort of bail out if that Vendetta goes too deep.
Goodbye, KRUZZZY.
You're going to see it. Look at the damage.
Oh,
we
the
only see the Brig rally in the meantime though. And we're going to see Josh take down Elliot. Obviously, Azo does go down in the meantime though, but they do have that Brigitte online. But look at the healing. Jjobeyy's just not taking damage. Yunso's got to find 2 though, however. Team KRUZZZY maybe sort of able to sort of stabilize here. Look at the damage that both these Vendettas do. Need to be careful though. Oh, manages to get the kill. Beautiful stuff. 2 minutes on the board for Team Jjobeyy to push this all the way. But Team KRUZZZY fighting back in this later stage. Do have some ults in the bank.
Volson needs to play quickly with this Orbital Ray. We saw what happened when Jjobeyy had the grab for it. Jjobeyy is only 50% to the grab now, but we know how quick grab can build when you get some charge going. Yeah, Volson needs to let this go before Team Jjobeyy are allowed too much space, allow Tartan Boss to do stuff with the window. And there it is, finally, the Orbital Ray comes out.
There's no immortality field, but they are just gonna back away. Very good kite indeed.
I mean, you know the Orbital Ray's coming. You know you can just kite back. Everyone but Tartan Boss has a little bit of mobility on the team right now. As Fly High goes for the overclock to try and get some space back for Team Jjobeyy.
Indeed. The Wu Yang ultimate, indeed, and it's going to get the stun up as well. But the damage, they're just going to press everything. They're just going to steamroll. Team Jjobeyy looking to push this all the way with a minute on the board. We're going to see what am I watching. This is madness from Geode in the lobby. And you know what? You love to see that it's just bonkers Overwatch. It's the all-in comp, you know. That Vendetta has just got so many resources behind her. Elliot has the bubble, has the immortality field, has the Wu Yang ultimate as well. And it's disgusting. I love this composition. I love this bonkers Overwatch. And Team KRUZZZY, yes, they did slow down that attack, but they haven't really found a solution to it yet. And if so, what is that solution, Sky?
Honestly, I think the solution is either playing like a full bunker comp and like Azo goes to the Orisa or the Sig or something like that, or you just put the people on their best characters. I don't if stuff is going wrong, like just go on your best hero, honestly. In this kind of game, you can go on your best hero and you can 1v9. They're not running Kiriko. You can go Junker Queen. Like, what? I mean, not really, because Elliot will probably just kill you. But you get what I'm saying. They're trying to mirror Team Jjobeyy, and while that could work, Unisko didn't look horrible on the Vendetta. I think Jjobeyy Elliot might be a bit of a better Vendetta Zarya combo than Azo Unisko, and I didn't think I'd be saying that. I'm kind of beginning to see why Team KRUZZZY wanted to ban out the Vendetta. I didn't know that Elliot... I assumed that Elliot liked to play the Vendetta, considering how keen Jjobeyy was to run the Zarya, but this is just a perfect comp for Vendetta. The Wu Yang ult onto Vendetta is so strong. The bubble onto Vendetta is so strong as well. And Team KRUZZZY, they've just tried to mirror jostling for an early sneaky pick, but not going to find anything going over to the Sojourner. Now it's a complete mirror on both teams, and I think that plays into Team Jjobeyy just a little bit.
I think it does indeed. Now, obviously, Yunso's going to take that top left side, and Elliot is going to shut them down immediately. Definitely coming out on top of that Vendetta 1v1, and it's just going to be a pretty slow start here. Team KRUZZZY, I mean, Yunso's going to go straight onto the Reaper, trying to look to deal a little bit of damage, but Jjobeyy's just going to sit here, try and farm a little bit of charge, and take a bit of poke from that Sojin. And they're starting to progress the map real nicely now. Team KRUZZZY managing to get their Sojourn set up on that high ground. And we're going to see Fly High gonna get the kill onto Volta in the meantime, though, which means they're gonna halt their attack once more. Josh, very low, 9 HP. Needs to be really, really careful trying not to get picked out. But KRUZZZY is gonna go down. Not ideal. Fly High. Very, very good on this Sojourn. Definitely one that talked about DPS that we sort of discussed.
If it's not Elliot getting the kill, it's Fly High or Tarnboss getting the kill from downrange. And now Tarnboss almost has the window, and Team KRUZZZY aren't really close to too much aside from the Tidal Blast. But Unisco is 1 HP already, 30 HP, Wraithborn burned. And he doesn't make it to the Mega as Neon White gets the kill onto Unisco. And now I think Team KRUZZZY just have to back up again. Unless Josh can find a miracle pick here, which he almost does. Forces the lamp, but he's got Elliot on him. The TP is too late from KRUZZZY. And they just need to reset, I think. They're staggering now. Look at Azo, he's probably going to die here.
It's not ideal, KRUZZZY.
The grab, though.
They're gonna use the grab. They're gonna commit the grab, but will it be enough? They do have a lot of damage. The Tidal Blast as well. Azo, what a good play. Can they tank it out though? But no, it's not going to be enough. Jjobeyy manages to get the grab away off before they die, and they're just gonna turn the fight around. Elliot and Tartanboss turning it around for Team Jjobeyy. That's not ideal for Team KRUZZZY.
Absolute pandemonium, but Fly High's coming up on the Overclock, and Elliot's coming up on the Vendetta ultimate as well. But there goes Unisco again, first pick by Fly High, and they might not even need to use the hills as Elliot goes onto Volta, forces the bubble as Neon White gets a kill onto Josh, and that Team KRUZZZY's got to lick your wounds and retreat again and try and get another fight.
Indeed, they didn't even manage to get a tick there, so it's starting to look really, really nervous here. And they get the kill. Azo does go down. Oh, due to his own, I believe it's his own right click.
His own right click, yeah. That's tough.
That's not nice. A little bit of mental boom potentially coming out. I think Josh does have the overclock online. It's going to have to be a really whimsical, out-of-world play in order to turn this around for Team KRUZZZY. But look at the ult stacking on Team Jjobeyy. Elliot.
Up on 5 ults again.
It's just such good ult economy. They've been on top, dealing so much damage. Josh manages to get the kill onto Fly High.
Oh, Josh!
Gonna get 2. A very nice overclock, but they're gonna have to try and cap this point. Jjobey's still alive, will go down. Finally getting a claim onto this point. KRUZZZY's gonna get the final kill onto Tarnboss, and they're going to get it just in the edge of time. And Team KRUZZZY finally getting a claim onto the point, and it's going to be 2 minutes and 40 seconds. They're going to have to fast push this as quick as possible in order to make sure they don't go to a sort of overtime first tick point. They're going to have to try and finish with time on the board, so their attack's going to have to be flawless.
Look at Unisco through the wall. He wants the Blossom so bad. He really wants the Blossom, but Elliot gets picked by Josh quite early as Unisco looks for the deep TP. Probably doesn't even need to burn the Blossom here. But Jjobeyy and Tarbox go for their ults and tries to turn it back on Team KRUZZZY.
It's a very good window as well, just managing to get it right in front of that Graviton Surge. But they are going to still keep pushing Team KRUZZZY. They did take the fight a little bit earlier on, a little bit like before the payload. So, you know, they did get a little bit of yardage there. But Graviton Surge online for Azo. They did force out a couple of ults in that fight. 3 ults not available for Team Jjobeyy. They only have the Tidal Blast and the Overclock available for Team Jjobeyy, but they do have a fair bit of ults. They do have the Cassandra Rush though. Fly High is going to use that Overclock, managing to find KRUZZZY in the meantime, but it's going to be Jjobeyy getting some of the kills with Fly High still cleaning house, and Team KRUZZZY not able to turn it around, even with the vast ult advantage and a little bit of banter being exchanged in the match chat. Not even close is what Jjobeyy says, but
Jjobeyy must have dropped very, very low there. Because KRUZZZY used the Kitsune on him. It was good Kitsune, but Azo could just look for the grab here. Finally decides to.
Very nice grab.
What a lamp though!
Blast as well. Excellent lamp as well. Look how high energy Both these Zaryas are, but it's not going to be enough as Jjobeyy comes out. Azo just isolated in the corner. Tries to run to the health pack, but it's not enough.
I thought down on the Jjobeyy tank. But it's looking really good. And now Team Jjobeyy, they have 3 ults. And it's probably the 3 ults. Oh, well, 2 out of the 3 ults that you really want from Team Jjobeyy. They have the Vendetta ult and they have the grab online. I want to see this combo again. I got a 3k last time. Maybe they can get a couple more. There's the grab and there's the Vendetta ult.
The Suzu is there. The Mabel is there. Tries to shield off some of the window damage. But Elliot does go down. They've got 10 seconds to try and have a touch on the payload. They're going to have to warp forward here. Overclock being used. They need to get a touch onto point. It is contested. They do manage to get the overtime clock. The Mei is going to try and take a claim onto point, but it's Fly High. He's going to find a kill onto KRUZZZY. A support down, and that support KRUZZZY does have that Kisone Rush, so not ideal to lose them right there. They do nearly have the Mei freeze coming online, though. Look how high energy Azo is trying to farm that grab as much as possible. But Yunzo does go down, and it's not going to be enough for Team KRUZZZY. They do manage to get excellent play by KRUZZZY. Manages to get back just in time. They need to keep a hold of this Graviton Surge, and it's going to be a big one. They managed to get some of the kills there flowing for Team KRUZZZY. Josh going to find 2. Make it 2 for Azo as well. They need to try and push this. They've got the Mei Freeze and the Tidal Blast for Team KRUZZZY. Overtime clock coming down. Will this be a 2nd point cap, or are they going to contest this, Team Jjobeyy? Elliot could probably get there just in time. But they need to try and maintain some of this charge here, Azo, in order to have a chance, a fighting chance to build another grab. They're going to look to try and get it. The Tidal Blast is going to be there, and they do manage to get a little bit of touch onto the point, but it's not going to be enough. They do get 1 minute and 20 seconds on the board, and now they're a little bit overextended here, Team Jjobeyy. So well, the Mei Freeze isn't going to find anyone, but the damage is there. The Mei Icicle onto that side, just going to one-shot them, and Azo managing to get the kill onto that Wu Yang, but they're stacking ults here, Team Jjobeyy. They forced out a lot from Team KRUZZZY, and they're going to make an immediate swap onto that Mei. It's a Graviton Surge, it's a window, it's a Tidal Blast, it's an excellent combo in the bank for Team Jjobeyy. How are they going to use it? It has to be big. Azo trying to build up to that grab as quick as possible. It's going to be there. The cleanse used immediately. The Tidal Blast as well. Not going to do much though. Fly High manages to find 2, however. It does go down. 30 seconds on the board. They are going to have one more fight here, Team KRUZZZY, and they do have close to 2 ultimates online. Actually, take it back, maybe 3. KRUZZZY just getting a lot of ult charge there. They do only have the window, but they do have the overclock as well. A nice combination from Team Jjobeyy. Now, the Graviton online here. Early overclock. They have to try and find something with it. They have to not be burst down, but Aza's going to go down. Not ideal. They've got the Graviton Surge. Can they get a touch onto point, Team KRUZZZY? Fly High. Going to get the kill onto Voltza. The Kisone Rush being used, but it's not going to be enough. Team Jjobeyy. This composition is all theirs. This map is all theirs. Taking a 2-0 lead in this series. Once again, very dominant, very comfortable. Team Jjobeyy looking very strong.
I mean, even when they were able to force Elliot off and kind of silence him because he wasn't too active on the defense. I mean, here's that combo.
Oh,
it's just too satisfying. It is too satisfying.
It's just so clean. It's such a clean ultimate to use. My word. I mean,
even when they forced Elliot off the Vendetta, though, it didn't even seem to matter. Like, I think Team Jjobeyy just across the board are getting the better of Team KRUZZZY. Like, there's no other way to say it. Fly High's winning those hit scan duels. I feel like Elliot's getting the better of Uniscom, and we saw it in the Vendetta 1v1s at the start of the game. But what's most surprising, I think Jjobeyy is getting the better of Azo on the tank role. Jjobey's looking really, really good on the Zarya right now, particularly playing a more supportive role, I think, able to just kind of enable Elliot to kind of do whatever he wants, really, even bubbling Fly High at times to let Fly High take a bit of a better angle. Looking very, very good here, Team Jjobeyy.
It's such a dominant performance by Team Jjobeyy, but I think is it that point where Team KRUZZZY sort of get a little bit mentally boomed a little bit? I mean, I
I'd
would
like to think
be.
not. I'd like to think not.
Yeah. I mean, we did have them higher seed, but hey, I think we could have underestimated Team Jjobeyy. I mean, certainly coming out on top, looking very, very dominant. I mean, Elliot, some of the plays, and same with Fly High as well. That DPS lineup is just so strong, and credit where credit is due. Jjobeyy has been doing really, really well on that tank, just being such a solid front line. Now, what do you pull out here if you're Team Jjobeyy? Do you just stick with this because it's working so well? Try and get the clean 3-0 sweep, which is really, really good. Not to mention for tournament purposes. Obviously, you know the map. Some of the tiebreakers are map differential and points as well. So you know it's very, very important to have these sort of clean sweeps. And I believe we have a little bit of confirmation on our next map, and it's going to be Gibraltar. Sky, what do you think of that? What do you think of the Gibraltar sort of map? Is it a good sort of... Is it a good choice by Team KRUZZZY? Is it something that they can sort of maybe pull out maybe a little bit of the dive just to sort of try something new? Or...
I mean, they
Is
can.
it a Hail Mary?
I think it's a little bit of a Hail Mary because they ran the dive on the first point of Oasis, and to be honest, it just didn't look good. They were just getting zoned out by Jjobeyy on the Diva, and now that Vendetta's unbanned, I think it'll be even trickier for someone like Azo on Winston to find too much value. He could go on the Diva, which I am expecting, but I don't know. I mean, I still think they should just try run a standard brush comp, which I'm kind of sad that they haven't. They have banned the brig. I don't think the brig is the problem. I really don't. Okay, Team KRUZZZY, they banned Diva. Okay, that's a lot more reasonable. I
Yes,
think. There
yeah.
we go. Thank goodness. Team Jjobeyy go for the brig ban. Yeah, I mean that kind of makes sense. I think it's fine, and it removes any. It removes an option from the main support pool. I don't think it's really too important, but
Yeah.
it could be worse. It could be a worse ban by Team Jjobeyy. I like the Diva ban from Team KRUZZZY though.
The
It maybe
Diva Man.
forces
Yeah.
maybe forces Jjobeyy into the Winston mirror, which he clearly didn't want to take too much because he went onto the Diva. And Azo, he didn't look too bad on the Winston. He couldn't really get into the game too much. He couldn't really come online, but I don't think he didn't look bad on the characters. So I think this is a little bit of a Hail Mary, but it's a calculated one. Like it's a calculated risk that Team KRUZZZY are going for here. They're mixing it up, they're changing it up a little bit. And I quite like the idea of going for Gibraltar.
I do like the Diva Man. I think definitely the better of the bands, like you said. And look, I'm looking forward to maybe seeing a Winston mirror. You know, it would be quite nice. It's definitely one of the more bonkers style of dive sort of play. And who knows? I mean, Wrecking Ball is always on the card. Hammond is always very annoying. And, you know, if you can really perfect and play Hammond well, I think you could definitely cook up a storm. But we will be heading into games shortly. But it's been a really, really fun tournament so far. And I think definitely that play by Elliot, you know, I know it's only day one. It's the group stage, but definitely play of the tournament so far. I know we haven't seen some of the other games yet, but I would definitely say play of the tournament so far. I think you might agree with me there, Sky. What a combination it was. What a beautiful bit of just team synergy. You love to see it. It reminds me of old Overwatch when you could sort of see sort of the proper peak, like the Hanzo Dragon Strike, sort of Zarya Graviton sort of combinations.
Dragon. Yeah, no,
I think this could be the new form of that, I think.
It might be. I mean, Vendetta, it's like fundamentally similar to Barrage.
Yeah.
As in you float in the air and then you do a lot of damage. Except Vendetta ult does have a little bit of an advantage because at base you can just charge it around the corner and then peek around the corner for a second, swing, and you deal like 600 true damage or something like that. Because Vendetta ult, it has Sunder, which is like a new trait in Overwatch, which it's effectively just true damage. It goes straight to your HP through any overhealth, like for example Lucio beat. Very, very strong. But we are going to see Team KRUZZZY finally bring in Mango. And this is the roster that I thought they'd settle on a while ago. The TP hook from Team Jjobeyy doesn't land though. Unfortunately, Azazel was able to jump away to safety, but they get a little bit of early space with that teleport.
Indeed. Jjobeyy on the hog. You love to see it. It's a good...
There goes the TP.
Oh, nearly a good dive. Yes, it is. It is a very good dive. Right. Azo on the Winston. The TP just immediately destroyed. There's no escape once you're up there, especially on hog as well. Just immediately blown up. Which, to be fair, I would say some say is kind of a bad adjustment, but the boop! Oh, nearly. Excellent cleanse, though, but Jjobeyy going immediately back onto that Winston. Looking to try and chase down Azo, but Azo manages to get out. Cleanse used on Jjobeyy. Falling really, really low there. It's going to be really, really hard to sort of push this, especially with the high ground that Josh has. Has to be contested at some point. They need to try and get this car underneath. Underneath the high ground, but
this Wu Yang damage from Volsa so much. He's already 80% to the Tidal Blast. Tartan Boss chunked half HP immediately there. And able to just put the Restorative Stream onto his Genji or his Sojourn and just keep them alive through kind of the tickle damage of Jjobeyy right now. He's already built the Tidal Blast and it could go onto Azo right now, which it does.
It does indeed. And it's going to try and get the stun off onto maybe one of the members, but it's not going to be enough. That Lucio's one. No, the Kiriko's one, sorry, and it's going to be Azo that chases him down. Going to immediately dive straight onto the Lucio, trying to chase him down. Will go down eventually. Finally, 1 HP does go down. Jjobeyy in the meantime, though, and Elliot working in the back line. The star-studded lineup of that tank and DPS combination, just trying to get a little bit of magic going, but it's not going to be enough, though. They are farming ult, so Mango going to come in, gets the kill onto Jjobeyy, and hey, ultimates are starting to show in this game. The Tracer going to be coming out here for Elliot. Thoughts on that, Sky? Very interesting, I think.
We've not seen it yet. I don't hate it though. Tracer's very good on this map. Azo gets a nice kill on Fly High with the jump pack. Yeah, Tracer's, I mean, it's a standard pick on Watch Point Gibraltar, and we're going to see him why. Just pushing the cart. Team KRUZZZZY don't have a Tracer to match. Mango is, signature hero is Genji. Very good on the Genji, but can be quite difficult to mark out the Tracer sometimes, as we're seeing Mango try to do at the moment. Fly High dropping really low again, and there goes the kill, and the beat's too late from Geode.
It's not going to be enough as Azo manages to find Fly High, but they're going to try and chase this forward. Jjobeyy getting a couple of targets really, really low. Does get the kill onto the Wu Yang, but look at the Primal Blade in the meantime from Azo. But what can Jjobeyy do here? Can he potentially turn it around? It's a nice juggle on that Sojourn. It's going to be a beautiful kill so far. Looking for more targets. Does get a couple more swings of the fist.
Oh, the Sojourn!
Gets a little bit... Oh my goodness. It's a little bit too eager there. They do manage to get the contest off onto Pele just before it goes over the line, but Mango's going to find one with the blade. Elliot's close to that pulse bomb, but the Casino Rush being used by both sides. It's not going to be enough, though. They do hold on to that overclock, and they do have another the pulse bomb online. We should confirm.
He might be. He just might be. Josh has the overclock. Fly High has the overclock, but the noticeable difference right now is Elliot has the pulse bomb online. Volsa doesn't have the Tidal Blast just yet. Elliot needs to be careful though. He's caught without a recall. Mango doesn't decide to chase. Doesn't want to get too crazy as Fly High starts with the overclock, and Josh goes down before he can even pop his.
Fly High getting the kill onto Josh, just uncontested in this high ground. Managing just to get finally the flip. Team Jjobeyy managing just to get the sort of progress that they need. Azo holding out strong so far, but it's not going to be enough. Just immediately shut down and burst down. Team Jjobeyy getting the progress they need to push this cart forward. Josh still has that overclock. Azo building up to that primal rage.
I mean, when you have on the floor. When you have two overclocks, that's a good pick from Josh. When you have two overclocks, you just got to pop it. Honestly, you can't wait. You got to take the initiative, as Josh is doing now. But Jjobeyy denies a little bit of space. But Geo's dropping dangerously low. Needs to be careful. A death now would be a bit of a stagger. And there it is. Kill onto Elliot. Kill onto Tartan Boss. Jjobeyy gets a response onto Mango. Doesn't mean too much. Geode going to be taken down by Volsa. The Wu Yang, I think, is looking really good for Team KRUZZZZY. Volsa, he prefers his Lucio. And even though Lucio's unbanned, he's on the Wu Yang right now. Lucio's quite hard to play. on Watchpoint Gibraltar at times. So
It is.
I don't hate the Wu Yang pick here. Taran Boss is coming up on the Kitsune Rush, so is Unisco. Geode as well with the beat. Probably just gonna save it realistically for Mango's Blade or Azo's Primal if it's looking big. Never mind, I lied. He's just gonna solo beat himself and give beat to no one. That's what's gonna happen.
Beats no one. There's almost a bit of Reddit play there. But they do manage to get a nice juggle onto... well, did try and get the nice juggle, Jjobeyy, but it's not going to be enough to just go down. Good defense from Team KRUZZZZY so far. They are stacking ultimates. Elliot is close to that Pulse Bomb, and Tartanbus is close to that Kitsune Rush. So it's going to be interesting how they sort of use it.
Geo down this beat now. To be fair, I do think he tried to get Fly High and Tartanbus in his beat. Just a couple seconds too late, too much burst damage on the side of Team KRUZZZZY. And speaking of burst damage, they have 4 ults online. They could just go for the Tidal Blast onto Mango's Blade. The Tidal Blade, that's what I'm expecting here. And Team Jjobeyy don't have too much to respond with it. There's the Tidal Blast onto Volta.
I'm going to see it immediately, though. Deploys it onto themselves, and Volta just managed to get the kill onto Fly High. DPS down here, Team Jjobeyy. They have the Blade in their pocket.
Good teleport by Tartanbus into Josh's railgun though. The disruptor shot getting the kill. Azo gets the kill onto Elliot as well. The Kitsune rush from Unisco is just on the point, helping Team KRUZZZZY out as Azo wraps up the kill onto Team Geode, and that's much more of a confident performance by Team KRUZZZZY on Watchpoint Gibraltar here. Good map for them, I feel, going with the dive mirror. Clearly Team Jjobeyy are just a little bit uncomfortable on this style of play. I mean, look at the scoreboard. It's a bit of a stomp right now. Azo is 26-1 right now. Wow. So having a bit of a life game on this Winston at the moment. Looking very, very good. All the players on Team KRUZZZZY are really pulling their weight though at the moment. I think Josh landing a couple of nice rails, getting a good bit of damage in. Mango as well, kind of denying Elliot a lot of value on this Genji pick, which can be quite difficult to do, particularly because Elliot has been a bit of a standout so far. And Jjobeyy just hasn't been able to find the value that he has been on the Zarya at the moment. He's going to be going on to the Hazard though. I kind of expected this, to be honest. If you don't want to take the Winston mirror, Hazard is always there. If D.Va's banned, Hazard, you know, he's decent into Winston. You can do a good bit of damage to him quite easily, and you can kind of take over games on Hazard, it feels. And there's not much Team KRUZZZZY has into a hero like Hazard at the moment. Geo going to be sticking with this Lucio, unsurprising. He does like his Lucio. Fly High going to be moving over to the Tracer though, and putting Elliot on the hit scan roll this time.
Very interesting indeed, and we'll have to see how it sort of plays out. I do kind of like this composition from Team Jjobeyy, but I think quickly before, I just props to Mango. It's almost like Team KRUZZZZY is a different team when Mango's in this squad. I mean, coming in, getting a lot of decent plays on that Genji, but immediately Fly High, getting the kill onto Josh. No Widow for you.
He does like going Widow at the start of maps, but unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't work. It doesn't go your way. As he goes to his signature Ashe in this Watchpoint Gibraltar. I think it could work here into the Freya. You can kind of just 3-tap the Freya out of Sky, do a lot of damage to her. Fly High might cause him some problems though, so might need to stick a little bit with Volta and try play his life a little bit. As Fly High is coming up halfway to this Pulse Bomb, Jjobeyy gets forced out by lots of kunai from Unisco right there. This Team KRUZZZZY slowly are getting it under the bridge here, with Azo on card duty at the moment.
They're trying to have some sort of control over this high ground, and they're just going to try and take it very slowly. Nothing, you know, both teams have been quite passive. We're just looking for that opening pick. And we could potentially see it. Oh, not. Oh, yes, we are going to see it. Azo coming in. Going to find the kill onto Fly High. That Tracer is down for Team Jjobeyy, and they're going to look to try and push this. Elliot, however, does manage to get the trade onto Azo, though. Fly High is going to be back pretty quickly. So Team Jjobeyy going to have a decent hold once again. 2 minutes 20 on the board.
This is just the anti-Winston comp. They have Freya, who is good into Winston. She's like the reason Winston isn't really played too much, or one of the reasons. And like I said, has a good matchup into Winston as well. Azo's going to be kind of new to this map, so a lot is on the shoulders of the rest of Team KRUZZZY to really show their strengths. And they have double support online. Jjobeyy 1 HP, not able to get the kill on the beat is forced from him as they have to go in with it.
They do go in, they try and full commit. But Jjobeyy's going to go down. Probably not the ideal play there. They do have ultimates though, Team Jjobeyy, but not the best of plays. They have to sort of back away here, Team Jjobeyy. Otherwise, they're going to get staggered. The Primal Rage is there, and he's going to deploy it. Try and get the juggle. Can he get the juggle on
he's not
Lucio?
Korean. Oh, he's not Korean at all.
Oh, the bowler used the solo bowler to mount that Winston. It's not nice to see. a bit too white there. A bit too white indeed. And we are going to see the root come out from that hazard. But the bob being used. The swipe as well.
Looked like he killed his own Lucio there.
Yeah, it just looked like that. Very confusing. Just Overwatch gameplay in general. But yeah, Mango does manage to come back, find a kill to Jjobeyy. And it's going to be Team KRUZZZY pushing it onto that second point. Aza coming back, finding 2. Mango has the blade in the pocket. I still can't go over that. It did actually look like...
It really looked like he was on Lucio. I was like, what did Team KRUZZZY get on Lucio? And then I looked in the kill feed and I'm like, ah, Bob, right, okay. Yeah, well played by Team KRUZZZY there. I don't actually think Josh managed to look down the lane once. First he had Fly High on him, then he had Hazel on him, then he had Geode on him. Not much you can do, but now Azo has Elliot on him, but Volta shots that down real fast with the Wu Yang shot. Bubble forced by Jjobeyy. They're just going to the tried and true method, but it doesn't work when there's so much verticality on this map. You have no perks right now. You're really falling behind if you're Team Jjobeyy. You need to get a foot back in this game, and this isn't the way you do it. Jjobeyy goes down to Azo right there.
I don't
think goes the blade.
No, they're not. The blade's just going to be there. I don't think they're actually going to have a chance to contest this, and Team KRUZZZY's back in the series. 1-2 now. It's going to be a very interesting next couple of maps, but my word, Azo dominating on that Winston. Very, very good performance. And Team KRUZZZY with Mango in this squad look completely different, Sky.
I mean, why? What I want to know is why wasn't this the comp from the start?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. On Oasis, John Crumpler really good on the Junkrat, was doing a lot, but I mean, when you're forced to play around a Junkrat, you know what I mean? Like, it's quite difficult. But to be fair to him, he was finding a lot of value. To be honest, he was the best player on Oasis. And then second map, they tried Unisco on DPS. I mean, sure. Like, I guess, bro, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, you can try to do that, but, like, just put Mango in. Like, he did a very, very good job there. Bit of a silent performer on that map, you know, didn't get any of those, like, 5k blades you want to see from a Genji, but he didn't have to. Azo's going crazy. He can just support Azo in the dives, mark out Elliot or Fly High on Team KRUZZZY's attack, and just find his own value. Deny some pressure onto Josh, who I felt was able to do a little bit more on that map. It felt like he was under a little bit less pressure, which is kind of strange considering they're playing into a dive, which can be very hard, particularly for Ashe, to navigate. But well played by Team KRUZZZY, and that's the Team KRUZZZY I think we've been expecting to see. Maybe not completely, because I kind of thought they'd go on the Junker Queen, but this kind of proves that get them on a dive map. They look really, really strong, but now it's Team Jjobeyy's map pick, and I'd be surprised to see them pick anything with a vertical inch upward. I will be surprised.
Yep, absolutely. And I think we are going to go to a quick little break, though, however. Do obviously stick around. We have the maybe next 2 maps coming up if Team KRUZZZY continue this fine form. But yes, we're going to go to a quick break. Stay tuned. See you in a little bit. Hello and welcome back. Obviously that quick little break went by, especially since we've just found out in the meantime of this fixture was the other Group B match going on, and I mean, did we just do it? Did we just reveal it? I mean, Team Timid Flow obviously beating Team Naomi 3-1, but the manner in which they beat Team Naomi can only be shown. Reveal it. Let's just reveal it on stream.
Avert your eyes. Oh god.
So the bottom team being Team Timid Flow, 4v5, and Team Naomi, unfortunately, making a bit of a James Bond appearance. 2 James Bond appearances. 007. I think this team could be the team to look out for. I think
It might
Team
be.
Flow.
I mean, Neb on the tank is really good, and then Cynex. I mean, Cynex will just cut through any team that
Yeah.
is like. I mean, he might be like the top DPS to watch in this tournament, if I'm being honest. Alongside people like Elliot, I think. But a little bit of background on Team Tim and Flow. One of their players was unable to play, so they said, "Look, we'll forfeit the maps unless the other team's down to play 4v5." Clearly, the 4v5 option was taken. Maybe that shouldn't have been the option the whole time. Try to squeeze out the maps because that is insane.
If they're doing that 4v5, I do not want to
I
know
don't want
what
to
they'll
see
be
what
doing
like
if they're
another
5v5.
DPS. Yeah, Team
My
Timberflow, they're
word.
looking quite strong, and their roster is really good. They have, I mean, you can immediately see 3 big names on there: Cheeseburger, Miro, and Cynex. 3 very very strong players. Cheeseburger in that screenshot was on the Moira of
Oh
all
my
things,
goodness.
but I mean, it's not too bad in the 4v5 to be fair. But enough about that game. We've got this game, which is on match point to Team Jjobeyy. Potentially an underdog victory here, well, what we thought would be an underdog victory. But Team KRUZZZZY maybe looking to make a bit of a comeback. They got back in on watch point Gibraltar on a bit of a dive comp, but I don't think they will be able to play it as easily on the upcoming map here, Ollie.
And the upcoming map will be Runa Sapi. Thoughts on that map choice, Sky? I'm it's not my favorite push map, to be honest. I think, there were some other maps which could have really favored them a little bit better, especially on that Zarya comp. I think maybe NQS would have been a really, really fine map to sort of have that Zarya composition, or even Colosseo. But Runa Sapi, thoughts on that?
I like Runasapi as a map. I like playing on it. But for Team Jjobeyy, I think it's good. Like Runasapi is a very flat map. Granted, a lot of push maps are.
Yeah.
If you go to something like the New Queen Street, you can kind of like it kind of plays into Volta a little bit, I would say, because it's a very, very good Wu Yang map, and Volta looked really, really good on the Wu Yang on Watchpoint Gibraltar. So maybe they want to avoid New Queen Street just for that reason alone, to be honest. But Runasapi, I think it has a nice blend of close-up areas for Vendetta, while also being flat enough and open enough to the point where a ground comp like Team Jjobeyy's the ground comp like Team Jjobeyy have been running, can really, really thrive. I wouldn't be surprised to see Team KRUZZZZY go for the Zarya ban here, though, to be honest. I believe they'll have first ban. I'm not actually 100% sure on the order of the bans, but yeah,
But
I wouldn't be surprised seeing
yeah,
it as Zarya ban.
I mean, unfortunately, it's not going to be a Zarya ban because the Winston has been banned. Which, to be fair, I kind of get that. I really do from Team Jjobeyy. I think, obviously, we saw what Azo was doing on that Winston, like complete gooshwaying it, like all the time. Absolute nightmare, especially with some of them dives coordinated with Mango. But I think the Baptiste ban by Team KRUZZZY, very interesting. I think
It
that
removes the
maybe
BAP from
yeah,
Taran Boss because they were running the BAP in the Zarya comp, and Taran
yeah,
Boss looked really good on the BAP, but at the same time, like you can just go Kiri, and I think you can kind of get the same effect. Maybe a little bit less
yeah.
healing, maybe a little bit less support, you lose the lamp, which can be quite handy, but I don't know. I think Tartan Boss can just go to the Kiri and kind of find a bit of a similar amount of value. So I'm not too sure on the BAP ban. If I'm being honest, I don't think it's bad. Like it's fine. There's not much else they can really ban at the moment. I mean, if they didn't have first ban, maybe they're saving the Zarya ban for the final map because Jjobey's just kind of looked like Thanos on that hero, aside from when he swapped to it Desperation on Watchpoint Gibraltar at the very end. The Winston ban from Team Jjobeyy is quite expected, to be honest. Aza looked really, really good on the Winston, and I mean, I'm not surprised to see it go, even if it might be a little bit trickier to play it on this map. But I'm curious to see what Azo is going to go to now. He could go to the Ram, could finally see the Azo Queen. I've been hyping it up so much, and it needs to make an appearance at some point on this broadcast. But maybe we'll get to see it here. It's quite a flat map, so it could work. But I think Drunk Queen might be a little bit difficult to play into the comp that we're expecting. Team Jjobeyy to go for here. But match points, Team Jjobeyy, maybe they can bring it home in Peru on Runasapi.
Absolutely, and this is it. It's match point now. Team KRUZZZY, they are back in the series. They need to win this match. They want to tie it and send us to a map 5. It's been a very close series all round. They're finally sort of really locked in. You know, who knows? This could be the start of a legendary comeback by Team KRUZZZY. But the compositions, Azo on the Hazard there, but they are going to go back to that same sort of composition, Team Jjobeyy. But they're going to run it with Jjobeyy on the Lucio, which is quite nice, actually. I think that sort of gives them sort of more mobility, a lot more just almost really aggro, because they could really rush directly in with that Vendetta and that Xayah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you take Neon White off the Wu Yang, which looked really good, to be fair, on King's Row. But yeah, the Lucio to speed in the Vendetta can be very strong. Elliot just brawling the enemy tank, because that's what Vendetta can do. Azo on this Hazard, though. Voltsa on the Wu Yang, like I maybe thought. Not on Nuclear Shot on Runasapi, of course, but I mean, it works very well on either map regardless. Josh dropping dangerously low, though. Needs to play his life just a little bit, fly high, finding a nice little angle. Josh again dropping very low, getting chunked by something. I unfortunately don't know what, as Mango goes down to Elliot early.
Elliot is going to be the star-studded player for Team Jjobeyy in this match, and they're going to find 3. Absolutely disgusting. What is that hero? Azo gonna eventually fall to the Xayah. A little bit staggered there, but Team Jjobeyy gonna look to push the lead. Oh my goodness, get Elliot off this hero. It's just swoops in and finds 3 like that. It's just it's one swoop of the sword, and it just melts people. Melts enemy heroes in the path. I mean, Team KRUZZZY, they need to find a solution. They need to find an answer. 62% to this to the ultimate, and already it's a bit of a big advantage flowing in the way. Just look at this angle.
What can it do?
You can have an off angle on this melee champion. It's so busted. Mango goes straight back to spawn. Elliot finds another, and Team Jjobeyy, they're just walking through. It's a walk in the park, an absolute cakewalk. And Team KRUZZZY, they need to find something here. They've got to just reset and just stop affording no way.
I would have cried if that got killed. Oh my goodness. Mango getting a taste of the Elliot Vendetta, didn't get a taste of it on the Gibraltar. Now, seeing the full might of it. Team KRUZZZY, they do have double support ult, but Team Jjobeyy have the overclock ready to go. And there's no defensive ult for Team KRUZZZY, but Voltsa starts us off with the Tidal Blast onto Azo, stuns Elliot down.
It's a nice Tidal Blast, and they're going to burst them down. Elliot does fall, but they are going to just push forward with that Kitsune Rush. Both of them being used. The root being used as well. Can they get the swipe?
Bubble.
Oh, it's not going to be enough, but the counter beat is there. Geode, very good play. Managing to turn this fight around as Jjobeyy's high energy. Just going to walk through and melt anyone in their path. What a beat that was for Geode, just to turn the fight around. They have sold the cart a little bit, Team KRUZZZY, so they are going to have to push it back, Team Jjobeyy. Just stagger that push a little bit, but they are going to see Azo hopping on to that Xayah. Just trying to look to mirror that Hazard was just being melted. The armor just being chunked away by Jjobeyy's high energy. Trying to maintain it as well. Does have a grab in the pocket. Same with the overclock as well. It's going to be there, but Jjobeyy is going to fall down. Can they get a bit of damage off here? Elliot is going to find the kill onto Mango once again. A primetime target there for Elliot has just been Mango throughout this entire game. Mango not really having a chance to play in this fourth map, sorry, and they do hold on.
It's kind of difficult.
To be fair, I think I'd have nightmares if I played it Elliot.
Yeah, like it's just difficult. There's no two ways about it. Mango has the blade ready to go, but I think Vendetta's blade is stronger. It's Black Eye goes for the flanking overclock, I think, from behind.
Flanking overclock. Can they find anything from it? Jjobeyy just mounts Mango. Mango's blade goes just to no avail. Tartan Boss building up to that Kitsune rush. They're just going to look to keep pushing here. 5 minutes 30 on the board. So plenty of time for Team KRUZZZY to come back into this. But they do have to win a fight.
Elliot gets the bubble, goes in, just draws a stupid amount of pressure, forces the Kitsune out of Unisco, but Volsa's really, really low, close to the Tidal Blastos. Azo's coming up on the grab, could look to use it right now as Team Jjobeyy are kind of on the retreat after losing their hit scan. Why might you need to use the grab though?
Flyhigh does fall, but they're going to use the counter Kitsune rush. It's a nice grab, it's a big grab, a very nice play by Azo, able to win and finally secure Team KRUZZZY's first team fight of this map, and they're just going to look to keep pushing it. They have Josh available with the high noon, and Voltsa close to that Tidal Blast. But Elliot, we know what they can do with that sword. They're close 84% to the ult, and Jjobeyy 70% and counting. We've seen this combo once before. Can they pull it off again? Voltsa just trying to get a little bit of poke. We see the beat going in. Tidal Blast as well being used. Not going to find much of it though. Azo is in the backline. Elliot going to find the kill onto Josh. Josh before he dies does get a kill, but both Zayas full energy, full charge. Elliot's still alive though. Mango going to go down. It's just, they can't do anything. It's just, it's so difficult when you have to just... They're sort of so split, Team KRUZZZY, you know? Like, we just saw Azo being caught out a little bit. And just see Mango being left alone. That Cassidy, poor Josh. Not much he can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just... I mean, yeah, like you said, a lot of the team is just kind of on their own. Unisco and Azo were like a duo, and everyone else was playing by themselves. And the grab from Jjobeyy, and then the Thundering Blade from Elliot finds so much. But it doesn't really accomplish anything. Doesn't really get any kills. Josh gets a couple kills in there, and it's an ace for Team KRUZZZY as they can stop Team Jjobeyy from ending the game here, and maybe trying to get a little bit of progress back. Team Jjobeyy will all get forward spawn. Tartan Boss coming up on the Kitsune, but so is Unisco. Fly High coming up on this overclock as well, but Team KRUZZZY basically have 4 ults. They probably will build 4 ults despite Volsa and Mango a little bit far away from their ults, but not too far away. Elliot dropping half HP quite early, losing all the armor. Silver Bullet misses. Unisco could get started with the Kitsune here, but might not need it as he gets the kill onto Elliot.
A very nice kill indeed, and they're just going to look to keep pushing here, Team KRUZZZY. Team Jjobeyy, a little bit staggered here, a little bit just back-to-back fight losses. They're going to have to sort of reset themselves, and Sky, if I draw your attention to the bank of Ultimate on Team KRUZZZY, they are just stacking.
They've got a lot to go, yeah. They just need to be careful not to actually dump all their ults at once. I won't lie, because there's a lot of high-value ults on that team, and if you use too many of them at once, it'll turn out bad for you. But Fly High looks to get started with the overclock, lands a shot onto Volsa, manages to get him killed, looking for more, but he's under so much pressure from Mango, who gets to the kill with the dash, but Tartan Boss responds with the kunai to the head. Elliot swinging the sword, there we go! Brings down the sword on Mango's cranium. Scores the kill, Unisco as well.
Another one as well, does pay the price though, but... will they chase it? They'll try and look to chase. Azo gonna be staggered a little bit.
You can have all the ults in the world, but when Fly High starts you off with an immediate pick onto Volsa, and then Elliot just goes in with the blade, there's not much you can really do. Team KRUZZZY, they do have 4 ults online. They used 1 ult there. I think you had to use another to win that fight. You got to keep the momentum going, and now Jjobeyy, or Team Jjobeyy, sorry, have the momentum in their favor. Tartan Boss has the Kitsune, has that advantage on Unisco. Josh trying to zone Team Jjobeyy with the noon. Geode has the beat as well. You really have to be careful if you're Team KRUZZZY here, because Geode can just beat Azo's Grav or Mango's Blade. So you need to be careful if you're Team KRUZZY here. Use your ult intelligently, but Josh gets beat early.
Doesn't manage to get the kill, but an early grab, immediate beat, trying to keep Elliot alive. Definitely one of the carries on Team Jjobeyy, dealing so much damage. Geode gets the boop onto Volsa. Jjobey's going to find 2, and they're just going to keep on moving on, pushing that payload. A minute remaining, and it's looking pretty Joba for Team KRUZZZY. I mean, Team Jjobeyy.
3 ults online, pretty much. It's all on Mango. It's all on the Shimada's shoulders. The blade needs to come up huge. There's no beat to stop him. Not had a big
Dragon
beat
Blade
yet, but Karn Boss
has to
gets
be
started with
big.
Kitsune.
They do have the Graviton Surge online, and it's going to be a fairly decent one. Elliot's going to find one with that big slash, but Mango, the boop is so annoying, and I don't think they're going to be able to sort of do much here, and it's going to be Team Jjobeyy cleaning out and securing the 3-1 win over Team KRUZZZZY. Team KRUZZZZY, they tried, they came back into the series, but to no avail. It's Elliot's vendetta that just seems to be the impossible hero, the impossible player to play against, and my word, it was very dominant, and wow, what a performance by Team Jjobeyy, and wow, just I'm astonished. An upset in the first round of the group stage of the USS draft tournament, and Sky, thoughts on that last map?
I mean, to be fair, who really knows if it's an upset, first and foremost? Because maybe we just miss it. We just overestimated Team KRUZZZZY and underestimated Team Jjobeyy. Maybe that's just what's happened. Maybe the Overdog won this one. But that last map, it looked a little bit back and forth, but it felt like Team KRUZZZZY, whenever they had the opportunity to build any momentum, they just didn't use it. That fight where Fly High popped the overclock and the only ult used was Unisco's Kitsune Rush, just pop another ult. I know it's a bad ult trade, but to be honest, you've got a minute and a half left on the clock. You can't afford to go back into your side because then you have to chain fights. And then Team Jjobeyy will just nuke you with ults.
Yeah.
You have to try get the lead in that fight. You just have to pray that your ults will find more value than theirs. Even if you're going in with negative ult trades, you can't just let Team Jjobeyy dictate that. You can't just let them win the ult trade there. You need to win that fight no matter what, in my opinion. And if that takes 2 ults, it takes 2 ults. That's just how it goes. Commiserations to Team KRUZZZZY. A little bit of talk at the end. Team KRUZZZZY said it's a warm-up game. Maybe it is. We'll have to see how they go, but now they're 0-1. And to make it out of the groups, only the top 2 teams will go through to our playoffs tomorrow. So Team KRUZZZZY have a little bit of work cut out for them. Particularly as, well, the other 2 teams in this group, Team Timid Flow, looked, well, I mean, like very good against Team Naomi. So I think they'll kind of be battling for second at the moment. But we'll have to see how Team KRUZZZZY can get on and see if Team Jjobeyy can continue their winning streak, maybe get out of groups 3-0 into a good spot in our playoffs tomorrow.
Now, I believe we are going to head to a little bit of a break. But just before we go, we do have a bit of confirmation in Group A. Team Ash losing to Team Alf 1-3. Team Alf, I believe, will be the team that be maybe making a next appearance on the stream. So you'll have to keep an eye out and stick around. But do go and stretch your legs, have a drink, especially after that thriller of a match. But stick around, we'll have more.